afternoon, all the participants of for today's webinar. My name is Nainita Anjaria, representing Mechanical Engineering Department, Parul Polytechnic Institute. It is my immense pleasure to invite and to introduce a very young, dynamic, and energetic faculty for today's webinar, Mr. Apurva Raval. Talking about his educational background, he has completed diploma and degree mechanical engineering and masters in thermal engineering with 1 year research in ISRO during Mars orbit mission. He also has worked for more than 4 years as an assistant professor in Vadodara Institute of Engineering. Currently, he is working as a senior executive business development in iNurture Education Solution Private Limited. He has also published technical, financial, management skills on an average 250 plus videos on Unique Knowledge City, channel by 74,000 plus subscribers. Its biggest achievement, sir. He is a financial consultant also, a wealth creator by investment since 2017. So he is also one of the officer in NGO Junior Chamber International, that is JCI. So many achievements and accretions that Mr. Apurva Raval has. Welcome, Mr. Apurva Raval, for today's webinar. I hope the session would be very fruitful for all the viewers and students. So let us welcome Mr. Apurva Raval with round of applause. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam, for the wonderful introduction of mine. Thank you so much. Let's start with our today's topic with life learning tips. Always I started my webinar with some motivation, so that will help to the students. From my point of view, a very simple thing. This is empty mind, like this empty glass. While this glass having nothing, then its value is 10 rupees or maybe 15 rupees. But if you fill that glass with some distilled water, then its valuation is increases than empty glass. So we can say like 20 rupees. And if we put in that glass mango juice, then its valuation is 50 rupees. And if that glass is filled with some wine, then its value may be 200 rupees. When the glass filled with silver, pure silver, then its value is in thousands. And if it is filled with gold, then its value is in lakhs. While the glass filled with the diamonds, its value is in crore, abaj. And if the glass is filled with uranium 235, so 1 ton of coal is equal to 7 gram of uranium 235. So you can imagine that this valuation is too much bigger than our imagination. And that's why what we feed our mind, that will help you, that will create our value, that will get back in the form of empower, that is called as money. So what you feed inside your mind, that will always helpful to you, to your valuation, your personality, your skill, and your knowledge. And that will helpful in each and every stage in your life. So keep focusing, keep developing your skill well, and do achieve your goal easily in your life. Now let's start with our today's topic, and that is recent trends in industrial engineering as well as techniques used in industrial engineering. Also, we are going with the practical example at the end, that how we can utilize industrial engineering. So before proceed, basic understanding that what is industrial engineering. Here, very basic foundation I can provide, and any person, even it is from the first semester of the mechanical, then he can aware about this industrial engineering term. So in a very simple language, industrial engineering is how to improve processes or design things that are more efficient as well as effective, and waste less money, time, raw material, resources, manpower, and energy while following safety standards and regulations. तो ये अगर आपको कॉम्प्लेक्स टर्म लग रही है तो इसको बहुत ही सिंपल वे में हम बता देते हैं कि ऐसी प्रोसेस डिजाइन करनी है, ऐसी प्रोसेस बनानी है जो कि मोर इफेक्टिव हो, मोर एफिशिएंट हो, जो कि वेस्ट कम करे, मनी का, टाइम का, रॉ मटेरियल का, रिसोर्सेस का, मैन पावर का एंड एनर्जी का, एंड ऑल्सो फॉलोइंग द सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड द रेगुलेशन. अगर स्टिल ये कंफ्यूजिंग लग रहा है तो बहुत बेसिक एग्जांपल मैं आपको दे रहा हूं. क्रिकेट बैट आपने इजीली देखा ही होगा ये चीज कि अगर इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग ना हो तो क्या हम खो सकते हैं, और अगर इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग है तो हम क्या पा सकते हैं. सो अ वेरी बेसिक डिफरेंस यू कैन चेक ओवर हियर. Without industrial engineering, what happened? This is just a simple bat without industrial engineering. But if you want to provide more effectiveness, lightness, more power, and removing unnecessary material and unnecessary cost, then with the help of industrial engineering, we can achieve such a kind of design where optimum material utilization is required, which can help in reducing the weight, so bag becomes lightweight and easily you can just rotate it, and anyone with lighter weight more comfortable. So unnecessary material wastage, unnecessary money, change in the design, more attractive design, this will helpful in industrial engineering with the help of industrial engineering. So here basic term very clear that if we have industrial engineering, we are continuously focused with continuous development and improvement in already existing design. So that is the biggest benefit of industrial engineering. Again, earlier जो तलवारें बनती थी तो उनका जो म्यान आता था वो काफी हैवी वेट होता था. सो बाय अप्लाइंग द इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग कंसेप्ट, ये जो म्यान आता है तलवार रखने का, जो हम बोलते हैं कैप, ओके, सो कैप ऑफ द स्वॉर्ड, तो पहले पूरा हैवी मटेरियल का आता था. देन आफ्टर उसमें छेद किए गए, डिजाइन बनाया गया, तो उससे क्या हुआ, जो मटेरियल था वो भी बचने लगा एंड एक क्रिएटिव डिजाइन है, अट्रैक्टिव डिजाइन है, अट्रैक्टिव लुक है, वो हमें देखने को मिल रहा है. सो दैट इज अगेन विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग. So what you have in today, and after some time it having some lightweight, some optimum design, some more attractive design, more appearance better, that's all with the help of industrial engineering. We can say industrial engineering using in all fields. It may be manufacturing side, it may be aeronautical side, it may be any industries like mining to any way like that. So everywhere industrial engineering knowledge is must helpful to the engineers. Now, what are the basic objectives of the industrial engineering and why I put it this slide? Because once the objective is clear, you can aware what is the importance of industrial engineering. So we can say the first thing is establishing methods for improving operations and controlling the production cost. ऑपरेशन को इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं, ऐसे मेथड बना सकते हैं, एंड प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट है उसको भी कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन, डेवलपिंग वेज ऑफ रिड्यूसिंग कॉस्ट, कि कैसे हम अननेसेसरी कॉस्ट को बचा सके, एज वेल एज जो अभी कॉस्ट हो रही है, क्या मटेरियल में चेंजेस करें, क्या प्रोसेस में चेंज करें, क्या मेथड्स में चेंज करें, क्या सेट ऑफ ऑर्डर्स में चेंज करें, जिससे कॉस्ट कम हो पाए. रिसर्चिंग वेज ऑफ इंप्रूविंग एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द प्रोसेस, अगर आपको एफिशिएंसी बढ़ानी है कोई भी प्रोसेस की, देन अगेन दैट इज बिगेस्ट हेल्प विद द हेल्प ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट लीस्ट, इंप्रूविंग प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेसेस एंड simultaneously ensuring worker safety, because if the worker having some safe environment, his stress is reduces and ultimately the productivity is increases. So industrial engineering basic objectives are these four, and that is very clear. methods, operations, improving, reducing cost, developing new ways, and researching ways for improving efficiency, also considering safety of the workers. Systematic approach in industrial engineering. We can say what are the steps we need to follow while using industrial engineering. So that is basically very simple 3-step we say. First thing is generating, gathering, and analyzing facts. What is the truth? That gathering and analyzing the facts that we required. It may be any form, it may be in data form, it may be in a chart form, any form you can gather the data. Preparing alternate solutions while considering internal as well as external constraints. So within system, whatever the constraint that is internal constraint, and out of the system, whatever the constraint that is external constraint. So we need to consider both the constraints and preparing different solutions according to that. And last one, that is selecting out of the number solution, best solution you need to select as per the optimizations. So these 3 steps, we can say systematic approach in industrial engineering we are following as well as companies also following. Problem identification with industrial engineering. So what are the steps involved while identify the problem with the help of industrial engineering? So first thing, collection of the facts using recording techniques. Different recording techniques that we are looking today in next slides. And that recording techniques like different types of charts, diagrams, and models. And one of the real practical example I will discuss at the end of this theoretical session. So that is based on real practical. Examine the facts by asking series of the questions and brainstorming ideas for finding the solution. Obviously, there are the number of the questions we must ask before proceed any kind of problem identification. And the first question is why? Why? That is the basic question. If anything you want to do, ask yourself why. If any product you want to develop with the industrial engineering, ask the question first why you need to develop this product. So that is the basic concept, that you understand thoroughly the why question, then proceed for the further. And third one, that is selection of best alternative solutions if one method doesn't work. If one method is not sufficient, you need to find out alternative solutions and then after select the best optimum solution. So first the problem identification with diagrams, charts, models, data. Examine the facts by number of the question. First question is why, make it crystal clear. And last one, selection of the best alternative if one method doesn't work. Techniques. Now focus this term, techniques used in industrial engineering. So what are the different techniques that is really useful in industrial engineering in any industries? It may be from the finance side, or it may be from the design side, process side, manufacturing side, assembly side. Everywhere industrial engineering must be there. So first thing, that is time study. We will check all the techniques in detail as well as on the practical basis. So first technique, that is time study. Second, that is the method study. Third one, work study. Fourth one, work sampling. Fifth one, motion economy. Sixth one, that is very important, value analysis. Then after production, planning and control, we can say PPC. 8, that is inventory control. 9 one, that is job evaluation. 10th one, material handling analysis. 11th, that is ergonomics. And 12th, that is operation research technique. Last one, that we can say recent trends in industrial engineering, and that is called as lean tools. We can say lean manufacturing. That is recent tool in industrial engineering that most probably used in industry for the development, for achieving more success, more profit, reducing cost, and everything. Positive side. So we can say current recent trend in industrial engineering, that is lean manufacturing, LEAN. Now, we are just discussing overall, just overview that what are these techniques and how it will be helpful. So, starting with the time study, and most of the time you will find as an IT person, most of the time you will find an industrial engineering person has stopwatch in his or her hand. Obviously it may be in watch form or it may be original stopwatch. This stopwatch he or she uses to do the time study. With the time study, industrial engineering finds this cycle time. So for example, it may be one workpiece like this mouse, example of this mouse, and it is made from the wood material. So for manufacturing of 100 piece of this mouse, what is the cycle time is required? Or at least one mouse production, what is the cycle time, means starting to ending, what time is required? And then the standard time for an operation is decided. On the basis of this standard time, industrial engineer came to know about the capacity. Remember this word. With the time study, we can understand, industrial engineer can understand about the capacity. With that capacity, industrial engineering sets the target of operation. So we can first find out the capacity, we can set the target of the operations. At last, with achieved production and with target efficiency, calculation can be done. So three important words we can segregate with the help of time study, and that is capacity, target, and efficiency. Remember this: capacity, target, and efficiency. With the help of time study, we can check out the capacity of some processes, some person. We can set the targets based on that. We can take orders based on that, and we can generate better efficiency. Next one, that is technique that is called as method study. So this is the technique in which the study and the examination of existing method is to be done to develop more easier methods we can develop with the help of method study, more effective and better methods for that same operations. For finding new method for any operation, time study of that same operation is essential. New method is developed after time study. So first you need to carry out time study, then change the method, then again check out the time study, and you can get back. If less time we can develop with new methods, then obviously add up new method. But remember that it won't affect its quality and effectiveness. So ultimately we can say time study and method study are highly correlated with each other. Okay. And next one, that is work study. We obviously we already look method study and time study. Now work study is the combination of both these things. So work study is the combination of time study and method study. So we, while add time study as well as method study, it will become work study. Next method of industrial engineering, that is work sampling. So in work sampling, what generally happens? That there will be a number of the components in lakhs, like 5 lakhs components are there. So that is not possible that each and every component you need to check and you need to carry out the observations and we can say that checking. Okay, that is not possible for all 5 lakhs jobs. So with the help of work sampling technique, we can just identify any random numbers from first to 5 lakhs components, and we can take any 10 samples and we can check out the defects and its quality. If out of 10 all 10s are good, then we can assume that all 5 lakhs jobs will be good. But that is just the assumptions. While not possible in short time to carry out the inspection process, then this work sampling will be helpful. So work sampling is a technique of getting the data about utilization of the machines or humans beings through the observation taken at the random time intervals. जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया कि 5 लाख कंपोनेंट है, सभी कंपोनेंट को हम एक साथ में चेकआउट नहीं कर सकते बिकॉज ऑफ सम टाइम लिमिटेशंस. So we need to take random samples at regular intervals. With work sampling approximate, remember this, it will not give exact but approximate efficiency or utilization can be calculated easily. Motion economy is the another industrial engineering techniques, and in motion economy, this is the technique used to improve the manual work in manufacturing. So like for example, chocolate, in one hand there is a chocolate, and in another hand wrapper of the chocolate, or in one hand there is hollow pan, and in another hand a refill is there. So in this kind of assemblies, we can say motion economy is much more helpful for time reduction and check out the efficiency of the person. So this is the technique used to improve manual work in manufacturing and reduce fatigue and unnecessary movements by the worker. This method is same as method study, but here motions are sharply observed. Okay, so here what are the two-handed motions? That is basically in the notice, okay, for the observation. And the principles of the motion economy and the motion analysis are highly useful in mass production or for short cycle repetitive jobs. So motion economy basically useful while repeated orders are there, as well as in mass production also helpful. Next one, that is value analysis technique of industrial engineering, and this is the technique in which study of the production process is done. So पूरी production process को check किया जाएगा, and then try to reduce the non-value added times. So we can say, for example, if you want to find out any value of the component, for example, this is the mobile, and you want to find out its value, then its calculation is very simple. Okay, function by cost, that is just a simple formula. What are the functions provided by these mobile phones divided by its cost? So for example, this mobile gives 5,000 functions, okay, already installed 5,000 functions, and cost is 10,000 rupees. Then we can say with the dividing of this question, like 5,000 divided by 10,000, so that is the value of this mobile. Okay, so a very basic thing in value analysis, that if you want to improve the value, add more functions or else reduce the cost. That is a very simple logic in value analysis. Increase the function, reduce the cost, ultimately increase the valuation. So try to reduce the non-value added time, non-value added processes, and unnecessary cost from the production. It ensures that no unnecessary costs are built into the product, and it tries to provide the required function at the minimum cost. Hence, helps to enhance the worth of the product. Okay, so value is equal to increase the function or reduce the cost. That is ultimately value analysis. Production planning and control, we can say PPC. So this technique includes the planning of resources like man, materials, machines in the production. So ultimately, whatever the resources that you need to manage first, you need to plan first. Also, the second part, that is also proper scheduling and controlling of the production activities to obtain right quality and quantity of the product at very important predetermined time and pre-established cost. So first thing, that is you need to plan properly man, materials, machines in production. Then next step is set up the standards, steps, scheduling and controlling the production, and ultimately to achieve right quality and quantity with predetermined time and cost. So that is ultimately TPC, production planning and control. Next one, that is very very important, inventory control. And one of the approach in lean manufacturing, that is inventory control. We can say just in time and Kanban card. So these are the concept of inventory control, basically that no unnecessary material you need to store, as well as there is no problem of shortage of material. Both thing you need to notice while focusing on the inventory control. So to find the economic lot size and the reorder levels, we can say economic lot size include storage cost as well as lot cost, one lot purchasing cost. So both is calculated and both must be optimum. That is called as economic lot size. And the reorder levels for the items, so that the item should be made available to the production at right time and the quantity, to avoid stock out situation and minimum capital lockup. So आपका ऐसा प्लानिंग रहना चाहिए कि आपका पूरा का पूरी मनी है वो भी वो लॉट में चला ना जाए फॉर द स्टोरेज, एज वेल एज आपका स्टॉक है वो भी स्टॉक आउट ना हो जाए. तो वो दोनों के बीच का जो एक पार्ट रहता है, दैट इज द इकोनॉमिक लॉट साइज, कि आपको जैसे जैसे रिक्वायरमेंट पड़ती जाएगी आप रीऑर्डर करते जाओगे उसको. So it is the technique used to balance the inventory. As we know, excess inventory is waste. Again, we know that if we store the excess of inventory, and if that technology or that part is old technology and new part is replace that technology, then our production is in wastage side. And by controlling inventory, organization gets many advantages like better production, better productivity, quality and free cash flow. Next one, that is job evaluation, and this is very very helpful in both cases. This is the technique in which, according to skill of the operator, right job or work to the right operator is to be assigned. So कौन सा बंदा कौन सा काम करेगा वो हम जॉब इवेल्युएशन से डिसाइड कर सकते हैं. सेकेंड, job evaluation technique helps to increase labor's efficiency and to increase production speed. We can increase the production speed by assigning right operators to the right job, right person to the right role. Okay, and we can increase the efficiency of labor as well as ultimately increases the productivity of any parts or services. For a right workers, right wages can set with this technique. So कौन सा आदमी कितना कैपेबल है, ओके, और उस हिसाब से उसको कितना वेजेस देना चाहिए ये भी जॉब इवेल्युएशन से डिसाइड कर सकते हैं. एंड अगेन दिस इज द वन ऑफ द टेक्निक ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग. नेक्स्ट वन, दैट इज मटेरियल हैंडलिंग. So scientifically analysis the movement of the materials through the various departments to eliminate unnecessary movement to enhance efficiency of material handling. So we can avoid unnecessary movement as well as additional stresses and burden to the employees for moving that materials. Least material movement is required to get better production and productivity. Okay, so unnecessary material movement जो है उसको stop कर सकते हैं. Material handling analysis eliminates unnecessary movement of the material. This is very very important, not only point of view of the company, as well as you can implement in real life at your home also the ergonomic concept, and that will ultimately reduce the fatigue failure of yours, mine, as well as for everyone. This is applicable. So we can say that industrial engineering concepts and techniques also helpful at your home also. So we can say this will helpful, this technology, these techniques helpful to your home, towards the industry and everywhere. So ergonomics is also known as human engineering, as we already discussed this thing, human engineering, this will also applicable for us also. Any new development in workstation or workplace should be done with consideration of ergonomics. So if you understand the ergonomic concept and apply that concept to real workplaces, workstations, at your working sites, at even your home, that will ultimately get more positive impact in result, reducing stress, reducing fatigue failure, and ultimately you can carry out with time that achievement. It is concerned with study of relationship between man and his working conditions. So for example, if I sat with this laptop currently, and so what my eyes should be stable and what at what height it should be located, so that will get more ergonomics, means more output, more easily look out, that will help. So like my hand movement should be in what way, this all things about the ergonomics concept. So human and his working conditions, that will useful to minimize mental as well as physical stress. It is concerned with man machine system. So how man should be operated some machine, at what angle he looks, at what angle his hand movement should be necessary, so that all reduces its stress and physical, we can say fatigue failure, that also reduces with the help of ergonomics concepts. Next one, that is operation research. This is the another technique of industrial engineering, and in case of operation research is the problem solving and decision making technique. So we can solve the problem as well as we can decide, okay, on some critical problem identification and its solutions. So in operation research, we can understand the technique of linear programming problem and simulation models and network analysis, CPM, critical path method, and PERT, program evaluation and review technique, and assignment models are the different methods used in operational research technique. And this all comes under the industrial engineering. Last, that is very, very important, and we can say lean manufacturing. So one of the latest and most important trending technique to reduce various type of wastages in lean manufacturing technique. So lean manufacturing means manufacturing without any waste. Wastage, like different types of wastage are there. It may be time wastage, it may be delay, it may be over processing, it may be shortages, or it may be means waste of motion. So this 7 waste we can reduce, or we can say with the zero error, zero wastage concept in case of lean manufacturing. Leading organizations are working on lean implementation. So industrial engineer must know about lean manufacturing. इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियर को और किसी का नॉलेज हो या ना हो, लीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का नॉलेज रिसेंट ट्रेंड्स में चलने के लिए चाहिए ही चाहिए फ्रेंड्स. Now we are focusing towards the more practical side. So now moving towards recording techniques. What are the different recording techniques we can use in industrial engineering? And we are also following with some good example, practical examples. So the charts and diagrams used in industrial engineering. First one, that is outline process chart, OPC. Second one, that is flow process chart, that is called as APC, man, material and machine type. Third one, that is multiple activity charts. It may be the combination of 1 man to 4 machine, 4 machine to 1 man, or 1 machine to 4 men, anyway, okay, possible. Two-handed process chart, so movement of the 2 hands. Flow diagrams, string diagrams, CMO chart. If you understand these 7 techniques only, then you will get easily marks also in your examination, minimum 20 to 22 marks. You will easily direct get with this presentation only. So that will ultimately help you in exam point of view also. So very clear understanding you can find out from here. What are the main symbols, standard symbols we are using, and industries also using while gathering the data. So operation, for operation, that is O. For transportation, that is arrow signal. For delay in the process, that is D, simple. Then inspection, that is square. And for the storage, that is indicated with triangle on downside. And if combined activity, like at one point there is operation as well as inspection is running on, then it is combined activity symbol. So these are the basic symbols used in means data collection or chart studies. So outline process chart, that is OPC. And very focused point here is that an operation process chart, a graphical representation of sequence of two things only. One is operation, second thing is inspection. Only two things you are studying in operation process chart, that is operation and inspection, nothing at all. Okay, operations and inspection you need to check out in any product or any parts manufacturing. Number of the operations you need to check out, number of the inspection you need to check out. Whatever the unnecessary inspections, whatever the unnecessary operations, you can remove from this study. So very important points here, that only involve operations and inspection, that's it. Second, bird eye view of whole process. So we can get easily the bird eye view, means overview of the processes, and use only two symbols, that is operation and inspection. इसका यूज क्या है, what its use is? So visualize sequence of operation and inspection. कौन कौन से ऑपरेशन हो रहे हैं, कौन कौन से इंस्पेक्शन हो रहे हैं, कितने नंबर ऑफ ऑपरेशन है, कितने इंस्पेक्शन है, that's it. That we need to find out with the operation outline process chart. And know where operations selected fits into the entire process. कहां कहां पे ऑपरेशन है वो फिट हो रहे हैं, मींस number of the operations, unwanted operations, unwanted inspections, we can remove it. So one of the real practical example of the operation process chart, and this operation process chart is developed at one of the industry in Makarpura named as Nodule Cast Company, and this is the real operation process chart of that process. Okay, so this is pattern, then core box, then mold box, then pouring the metal, and then fettling, means finally removing the bores and that additional unwanted parts. So this is, you can check out the number of the operations. So whatever indicated O, that is operations, and square indicated inspections. So with the help of minimum number of the inspection and operation process chart can fulfill the requirement. So this is real practical approach. You can check out the same practical approach while you are researching some companies or some products, and you can check out number of the operations, number of the inspections, and you can trace out unwanted operations as well as unwanted inspection, and you can remove it from the process. So that will helpful, again, reduction in the cost and reduction of the time. Next one, that is flow process chart, FPC जिसको बोलते हैं. A flow process chart is a graphical representation of the sequence of the activities. Like 5 things you need to cover: operation, inspection, transport, delay, and storage. All 5 these symbols you need to cover up: operation, inspection, transportation, delay, and the storage. So basic focus point, important points. It is the detailed version of outline process chart recording all the events. So यहाँ पे सब कुछ record होगा. Not only operation and inspection, but addition to that, what are the transportation in meters or whatever the standard you fix. Delay, कहाँ पे delay हो रहा है, and कहाँ पे storage रखा है. That is raw material storage also carry out, and finished goods storage also carry out. And डिस्टेंस एंड टाइम ऑल्सो कैन बी रिप्रेजेंट, एफपीसी में टाइम एंड डिस्टेंस भी नोट डाउन किया जा सकता है. एंड थर्ड थिंग, मैन, मटेरियल एंड इक्विपमेंट टाइप, 3 कैटेगरी फ्लो प्रोसेस चार्ट यू कैन सेपरेटली मेड. इसका यूज जो है, फ्लो ऑफ द डिफरेंट एक्टिविटी, कैसे कहां से एक्टिविटी हो रही है, कैसे पाथ चल रहा है एक्टिविटी का, एज वेल एज चेकिंग टोटल नंबर ऑफ डिले, कितना डिले हो रहा है, कहां कहां पे स्टोरेज है, एंड कहां कहां ट्रांसपोर्ट, इंस्पेक्शन एंड ऑपरेशन आ रहा है. तो ये सब पूरी चीज आप कलेक्ट कर सकते हो. This is the real example of flow process chart. Again, the same company research that while earlier existing plant layout has already implemented methods, and if you want to improve that methods, you need to gather the data and you need to check out the different operations, its distance and its time, required time. So for this operation, 37-minute time is required. Okay. And total distance traveled required, that is 29.21 meter. Okay. And these are the symbols like operation, transport, delay, inspection and the storage. So यहाँ पे कोई भी जगह पे delay नहीं हो रहा, that is very good thing ultimately. Okay. And one inspection is there. Okay. And this O indicates the operations, different operations. Okay. So this is the real practical diagram of the existing plant layout in Nodule Cast Company. And then after, we are providing different solution on the practical approach. While completion of the study, we can change the layout, we can change the set of methods, and we can reduce the distance as well as reduce the time, rather affecting, must clear that it will not affect quality. Okay, it will not affect, anyway not affect the quality, whatever the changes should be required. Then multiple activity charts. So here there are the number of the types of multiple activity charts, and we can classify it as a chart in which activities of more than one item, okay, activities of more than one item are recorded on a common time scale to show their interrelationship. So very clear from these types. For example, man machine multiple activity chart. For example, man multi machine activity chart. For example, machine multi and man activity chart. And fourth thing, multi man machine activity chart. So these are the 4 different classification of multiple activity charts. And very important points to detect the idle time on the machine and workers. So कब मशीन आइडल पड़ा है, कब पर्सन आइडल पड़ा है, सो उसका यूटिलाइजेशन हम अच्छे से कर पाए. सेकेंड, टू ऑप्टिमाइज वर्क डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बिटवीन वर्कर्स एंड मशीन्स. थर्ड थिंग, दैट इज टू डिसाइड नंबर ऑफ वर्कर्स इन अ ग्रुप. सो कितने आदमी चाहिए फॉर पर्टिकुलर मशीन ऑपरेटिंग और फॉर particular assembly line. Then to balance the work team, to examine the activities. It is used for recording the complex movement of material or man, and used to find out the most economical route. So कौन सा रास्ता, कौन सा स्टेप ऑफ ऑर्डर हम जाएंगे, सो सबसे इकोनॉमिकल रूट हमें लगेगा, जहां से कॉस्ट हम कम कर सकते हैं, अच्छे से यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं मैन को एज वेल एज मशीन को. सो दैट विल हेल्पफुल with the help of industrial engineering techniques, and that is multiple activity chart. Next one, that is the example of multiple activity chart, a practical example where you can observe that here is the operator section and here is the machine section. So you need to check out when the operator is loading the job, at that time machine is idle. When switch on, again machine is idle. Switch on, okay, then machine is idle. So at what time operator is doing work and what time machine is facing the idle time, so on that machine other job can be placed or not, or that machine can be helpful in other processes, that we can check out. For example, this is one sided, but for example that 4 machines are there, 4 automatic machines are there, and the person is loading the job, and after he is sitting like in chair like this, okay, and then after completion of the 20 minutes or 30 minutes, still he is sitting and automation is running on. So at that time, what happened? If 4 machines are saturated, okay, and one person is required, that's great enough. He first load the job on one machine, then start the machine with the automation, then another machine he operated and load on that third and fourth similarly, and then after while he is sitting just for 5 minutes, another cycle can be ready. So this way, maximum utilization of available resources in terms of man as well as in terms of machine can be carried out. Next one, that is two-handed process chart. So what are the movement of the two-handed? That is basically motion economy concept. Two-handed process chart, also called as right hand and left hand techniques. Most important point, it is the process chart in which the activity of two hands of the operator are recorded. So दो हाथ की मूवमेंट कैसी होगी वो रिकॉर्ड किया जाता है. Motion of both hands of worker are right hand, left hand chart recorded independently. So right hand कैसे मूव कर रहा है और उसका क्या टाइम ले रहा है, लेफ्ट हैंड कब आइडल हो रहा है, तो ये सब पूरा डिटेल में रिकॉर्ड करना है. It shows whether the two hands of the operator are idle or moving in relation to one another in a time scale, and it is generally used for repetitive operations. So this will helpful. We can find out that कोई एक ही हैंड से टाइपिंग कर रहा है, ठीक है, एंड कोई दोनों हैंड से टाइपिंग कर रहा है. सो मोर अच्छे से मींस कम फटीग होने वाला या फिर अच्छे से टाइपिंग स्पीड किसकी रहेगी? ऑब्वियसली जिसके दो हैंड है, जो दोनों का सही से यूटिलाइज कर रहा है. सो दिस वे वी कैन फाइंड आउट टू-हैंडेड प्रोसेस चार्ट टेक्निक. एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ दिस चार्ट इज टू एलिमिनेट अनवांटेड मोशंस. सो जो अनवांटेड मोशन है, फॉर एग्जांपल किसी को टाइपिंग करने के लिए दिया है, एक उसने एक हाथ ऐसे सिर पे लगाया, फिर कहीं कमर पे लगा के बैठा और ऐसे एक हाथ से वो टाइप कर रहा है, दैट इज अनवांटेड मूवमेंट ऑफ दिस हैंड. रादर देन यूटिलाइजिंग दिस, he is placing his hand either on the kamar or like on head like that. So that unwanted movements we can stop. Flow diagram. So flow diagram representation of the movement of material can be indicated by flow diagrams. And more important points, that is layout of workstations is drawn to scale. The सबसे पहला चीज है कि बड़ी कंपनी है, 3000 एकड़ की हो या चाहे कितने भी मीटर्स की हो, तो उसको एक टू दी स्केल डायग्राम उसका सही से डायमेंशन रह के स्केल रिड्यूस करके उसको बनाओ एक पेपर पे या बड़ी शीट पे. रिलेटिव पोजीशन ऑफ मशीन्स, टूल्स, वर्क बेंचेस एक्सेट्रा आर मार्क, कहां पे मशीन लगाए गए हैं वो सब नोट डाउन कर लो. पार्ट फॉलोड बाय द सब्जेक्ट अंडर स्टडी इज ट्रेस्ड बाय ड्राइंग लाइंस. लाइंस लगा के भी आप जा सकते हो, स्ट्रिंग लगा के भी जा सकते हो, वो नेक्स्ट में आएगा स्ट्रिंग डायग्राम. Then each movement is serially numbered and identified by arrow for the direction. So direction दिया होगा कि यहां से जाना है, यहां से जाना है, like that. And different colors are also used to denote different types of movements. For example, man का movement हो रहा है, उसको दूसरे कलर से दिखाओ. मटेरियल का movement हो रहा है, उसको दूसरे कलर से दिखाओ. रॉ मटेरियल आ रहा है, उसको दूसरे कलर से दिखाओ. फिनिश गुड को दूसरे कलर से दिखाओ, like that. So different colors you can also denote it. So this is the example of flow diagram. Like this is the one process moving from 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 in like way. And second one for the foundry shop, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and then packaging and then dispatch and storage. So flow diagram is the representing the exact sequence of the flow of set of operations that indicated with the flow diagrams. Next one, that is string diagram. And string or thread is used to measure the distance. यहाँ पे string का और else thread का use करेंगे हम distance measurement के लिए. Record the pattern of movement of a worker working within limited area at the certain period of time, and repetitive movements can be conveniently pressed. So again and again जो frequently movement हो रही है उसको हम ट्रेस कर सकते हैं। अगर वो कहीं पे भी बैक फ्लो जनरेट कर रही है, बॉटल नेक क्रिएट कर रही है, तो उसको रोक सकते हैं। So main important point is there. First one, lay out the workshop or the factory drawn to the scale. Pins are the fixed into the boards to mark the location of the workstations or machines or storage. Pins are also driven at the turning points of the routes, and a measure length of the thread is to be taken to trace out the movements, and the distance covered by the object is to be obtained by the remaining part of the thread and subtracting it from the original length. So we can find out the measurement that एक दिन में कोई भी पर्सन है वो कहां से कहां कितने टाइम पे मूव कर रहा है, कौन कौन सी अनवांटेड मूवमेंट हो रही है, कौन सा लार्जर डिस्टेंस हो रहा है जो रिपीटेटिवली उसको ट्रैवल करना पड़ता है। तो वही वर्क स्टेशन अगर हम नजीक में लगा दे तो जो टाइम ट्रैवलिंग और जो डिले हो रहा है वो हम कम कर सकते हैं इसके थ्रू। Same applicable in case of material movement as well as man movement. So यहाँ पे आप दो पाथ देख सकते हो डिफरेंट प्रोसेस के, और ये स्टिंग से बनाई हुई है। Similarly, you can draw the same thing with the help of technology in AutoCAD as well as different softwares. Okay. Next one, that is SIMO chart, SIMO, that is simultaneous motion cycle chart, and it is one of the micro motion study given by Gilbert. So most important point, it is an extremely detailed left and right operation chart. It recorded simultaneously the different thermalinks. So जो standards thermalink symbol है वो use होते हैं इसमें. The movements are recorded against the time measured in winks. Winks जो है जैसे हम टाइम को सेकेंड में मेजर करते हैं, वैसे ही विंग्स एक यूनिट है जो फर्दर टाइम को डिवाइड करते हैं 1 डिवाइडेड बाय 2000 मिनट्स। सो मिनट का 2000 मा पार्ट, ओके, दैट इज इक्वल टू 1 विंग। 1 विंग इज इक्वल टू 1 बाय 2000 मिनट्स। सो बहुत ही मींस क्लोजर वे में हम ये नोटिस कर सकते हैं। एंड दिस आर रिकॉर्डेड बाय विंग काउंटर पोजिशन्ड इन सच अ लोकेशन दैट इट कैन बी सीन rotating during filming the process. So कोई भी ऐसे जो कैमरा वाला सेंसर लगाया होता है कि कुछ शॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम में जस्ट मूव होके वो रिकॉर्ड कर सकता है, दैट इज वन ऑफ द सीमो चार्ट टेक्निक। नेक्स्ट वन, दैट इज थर्मलिंग यूज्ड इन सीमो चार्ट। सो ये जो सेट ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड जो थर्मलिंग सिंबल्स हैं वो यूज किए जाते हैं सीमो चार्ट में। फॉर एग्जाम्पल सर्च के लिए आई का सिंबल है, फाइंड के लिए सेंटर आई का सिंबल, सिलेक्ट के लिए एरो है, ग्रास्प के लिए उल्टा है, ठीक है, होल्ड के लिए नीचे से कवर अप है, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन लोडेड, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एम्प्टी, पोजीशन, असेंबली, डिसअसेंबली, लाइक दैट ऑल थर्मलिंग सिंबल्स यूज्ड। नाउ अ प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच टुवर्ड्स प्रोडक्टिविटी इंप्रूवमेंट इन कास्टिंग इंडस्ट्रीज विद इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग रियल एक्सपेरिमेंट टेक्निक। सो मैंने काफी सारे रिसर्च किए हैं इसके ऊपर, और वन ऑफ द रिसर्च आई नीड टू इंडिकेट ओवर हियर, एंड आफ्टर माय सजेशन इन दिस कंपनी दिस implementation is done with the cost of 15 lakhs, but it will help in each and every time in method in way of the productivity like that. So whatever the cycle time earlier required, that is 28 minutes, the same workpiece can be completed in just 15 minutes. So this will be always, we can say that half time, nearby half time of the requirement. So that is here. For example, the earlier company's existing plant layout is like this, where only one gate is there and one small door is there, where man can travel only here, machine and raw material is traveling. Okay, and number of the offices there. Here is the balancing machines there, drilling machine there, Muller machine is there, and pouring section is there, melting section is there, core making machine is there, and fettling and grinding workshop is there, and pattern shop is here. So this is earlier existing plant layout. Then after I applying different method study technique, and we can say these all techniques like flow process chart, operation process chart, and man-machine chart and two-handed process chart. I apply really in these all techniques of industrial engineering, and then we can develop another change in the plant layout where you can check out that two doors are provided, and we can say obviously U-shape pattern is generated, so there is no backflow, no bottlenecks in the movements of the different stages of operation, as well as at the side of the balancing, one of the big crane, overhanging crane is provided. So again, ergonomics also consider, as well as time study also consider, as well as method study also consider. So these are the real practical based study implemented on the practical approach in this company. And one balancing on the balancing side, this crane is overhanging crane is provided, and this will have effects the chart study and flow process chart earlier, where there is no changes in the layout, and that flow process chart requires different timings, and ultimately 28 minutes the time of process completion is required, and distance is 17.52 meter is there. Okay, and again same symbols of the flow process chart, that is operation, transportation, delay, inspection and storage that is using. And then after we can say that with the help of this balancing technique, distance is similar, but still with the help of ergonomic concept and inline balancing concept, we can reduce the time required to load unload the machines and reduce the stress or burden on the employees, okay, or workers, and time reduction approach is achieved. And whatever the earlier stage, 28 minutes is required for completion of the job cycle, that will be completed only in just 15 minutes. So we can say almost nearby we are half cycle time. And मान लो कि एक महीने में 1 लाख कंपोनेंट बना लेते हैं, तो कितना टाइम बच जाएगा? लॉट ऑफ हाफ टाइम बच जाएगा पूरा, तो उतने ज्यादा वो मींस अपना प्रोडक्शन बना सकते हैं, एज वेल एज ज्यादा ऑर्डर ले सकते हैं. सो दिस इज द रियल प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियरिंग. And the last thing, that is the recent trends, that is lean manufacturing. Again, we can set a lecture on lean manufacturing, because there are the 50 techniques, other 50 techniques used in lean engineering, and there is huge scope. More probably we can say Toyota and all means car manufacturing company approaching this lean manufacturing, as well as number of the automation plants also just putting this lean manufacturing concept, and number of the concept in that area. So we can say like same as a industrial engineering, पूरी एक बुक हो सकती है लीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग पे, एंड नंबर ऑफ द टॉपिक्स आ सकते हैं. सो उसको हमने यहाँ पे शॉर्ट आउट किया है. अगेन मौका मिलेगा तो एक और लेक्चर रख देंगे, हम सेट करेंगे कॉलेज के साथ ऑन लीन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. सो थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर पेशेंटली लिसनिंग, एंड होप सो दैट दिस नॉलेज in practical ways, if you are applying, this will lot of help in your research work. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Apurva sir, for your wonderful webinar. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, sir. Any question of anyone?
Student, if any student have any questions, please you can mail me on rameshkumar.boy@paruncity.ac.in. This is my email address. You can message me on 9904430052 is my mobile number. You can message me. I will forward to Apurva sir. Thank you once again, Apurva sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Thank you Parul University for giving me opportunity for the wonderful webinar. Thanks a lot, Ramesh sir.
Sir, you can leave, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.